don't know what I want to do. Is the last video that you just listened to video number 1? It's also the most common thing that students face in terms of their overwhelm, stress, confusion, and direction that they want to take in their life. The answer to that is to do everything else first. Many students will come back right away and say, well, what does everything else first mean? This next video, video number 2, Creating the Brand of You, hits on one of the core foundational drivers that many postgrads missed in concept. And creating a strong foundation for you to get yourself set up for success, that key driver, and one of those key drivers, is creating that brand of you. Your personal brand is your story, so let's take a listen to this video, which is also an excerpt from our Student Success podcast, which we would love you to listen to and also subscribe to. If you really like it, love for you to share it with your friends as well. We love when you show the love and we try to do it in return. So we hope you enjoy this second video of Creating the Brand of You, and we make sure that we understand that branding is very different than marketing and selling. And we'll talk about those as well later on. Enjoy the video. Creating the brand of you. If you think about yourself as a brand, a lot of times when students are in college, we really spoke to a lot of students about branding yourself, marketing yourself, and selling yourself. And naturally, they just cluster these things together. And they kind of, in essence, think they're kind of all about the same thing. When in reality, branding, marketing, and selling are innately very different. They do have overlap, so understanding really the differences and understanding why it's really important to brand yourself. So, first, branding yourself. It's the foundation of you. It's the impression that you have on others. It's what people look at like a billboard in the sky and the impression and feeling that they get initially. How do you appear? What does the story of you kind of tell online and offline? What is the brand of you? How do you look? So really also what you have done, and is it enough to want to speak with you further? So the brand of you is very much visual, right? It's telling a story. Marketing yourself is truly how you position that brand of you. It's a placement and engagement thing. So how you open up opportunities in places where opportunities exist. So it's really taking the brand of you and putting it somewhere. And also in those communities where people exist who can open those opportunities for you. Those could be communities online, they could be offline in places. So marketing yourself is really taking your brand and creating new opportunities for yourself. Selling yourself happens from branding and marketing yourself. The selling process already starts when you've created a really great brand of you and you've marketed yourself in places and you're following different people and you read different information and you're really networking in places that kind of spheres of influence all surround. People see that and it's kind of already started the selling yourself process a bit. This is fueled by them into you being able to gain a position and really get hired because you made them feel good about their decision. That's what selling yourself truly is. It's the process leading up to it and really actually just getting the position and convincing them why really they should hire you. It kind of speaks for itself. So the question of why is branding yourself and viewing yourself as a brand of you so important? Really, number one is to smash perceptions of today. You want to show that you're building yourself and you're doing a lot for yourself and you're active. You want to showcase you and your progress. Your beginning point, it's truly your beginning point to marketing and selling yourself, the process of that, right? Branding, marketing, and selling. 1, 2, 3. And they happen really in essence in that order. It's also the foundation even if you don't know what you want. I don't know what I want to do. Okay, we'll do everything else first. Everything else first really in essence starts with eliminating what you don't want to do and branding yourself. Those are the two key pillars there. Getting yourself set up for success is getting the brand of you set up. And last but not least, it's getting you noticed, really simply, and getting you on your way to open doors and get hired. That's really why you're branding yourself, why you're marketing yourself, and why you're selling yourself. So if you think about this, it happens in two places. It happens online and it happens offline. And online, it's again how you appear, right? And how you're perceived there, what groups you're a part of, who you're linked to already, who you follow that are leaders already, like we said before, the material that you review and that you're seeing and that you're showing within your profiles, the content that you've written, right, as a high schooler or early college rock star, And yes, by the way, you can write content. We talk more about that how. Offline, your story that you're telling, your initial when you meet somebody and speak. We do a role play in the longer cast. You should really check it out. It's a real world scenario. And we talk more dialogue in that longer cast of creating the brand of you, which is a great episode. And it's really a great intel into what we're doing. And what we basically do is we take you through 9 things that you must have. And we're going to run these down for you very quickly right now. And we want to make sure that you take them all in because these are the 9 things you must have in your self-branding toolkit. Number 1 is your story. That's the mode that you're currently in right now, what you've done and what you're doing. Number 2 is the hot content topics that people looking at your profile or reading about you can see that you know and you know about. And what's the impression that you create, kind of the wow factor in what you wrote about. Maybe you write about entitlement. Maybe you write about how you understand the challenges students are facing today. Maybe you write about the challenges hiring managers are having. In hiring students, you're talking about that. That's powerful because guess who's going to be looking at that? People that could introduce you to hiring managers or hiring managers themselves. So number 1, your story. Number 2, your content topics you're writing about. Number 3, your Gmail address that you want to set up on Google. You want to have your own professional email. Number 4 is your imagery, your professional pics that you have taken, not a graduation pic, right, with a hat on, but actually a chest-high shot on a couple different backgrounds, white, blue-gray, and also potentially maybe like a brick wall. You can create this kind of professional imagery with a phone today, making sure that it is good quality, but that's actually going to be what you're going to use. And this ties into number 5, which is a LinkedIn profile. Knowing what LinkedIn is, knowing that we absolutely tell you right now you do need LinkedIn, so don't listen to anybody else there for that. That is something you absolutely are going to need and you're going to want to use because the first 4 things, your story, your content, your email that you set up, and your professional pic, guess what they all link to? Your LinkedIn. So number 6 is your communication process cleanup, which means your phone voicemail, all your social platforms, when you Google yourself, making sure that you have a signature on your email and making sure, of course, obviously that you have an email set up and some verbiage and messaging that you like to use and say that actually is going to present the student now more into the young aspiring professional. It's kind of adulting time, and this is where you have that real world, another moment with yourself. Number 7 is going to be the documents that you need to rock as a young student. A resume, a cover letter, and what we love most is a discovery document. This is showing you did your homework, you use it the day you meet with somebody to show what you've done and to showcase any additional information that you build and gain through the process. You've added that to the discovery document to keep in contact with the person and to show kind of updates. Other documents, brag book, portfolio, depending on the industry, they can all come in there. Number 8 is going to be a little more of an advanced topic, and this is having a blog set up for yourself. This is having your own site, potentially your own video commercial, and you want to be able to have this set up because this really tells a tale of you. And again, the starting point on that is content you've already started writing. So that content that's on LinkedIn, you can also put that on a blog that's your own blog. So now you're coming off social media and you're actually adding in another layer to that of the brand of you, which is your own domain name. tjpingator.com, being an expert in student success as a student success ambassador. I'm my own, but I'm also part of a team, and I keep both very relevant. So, number 9, and last but not least on the 9 things, is a professional card. Not a business card, but a professional card. Doesn't matter what major you are to brand yourself. In any major, you need to be able to set up the brand of you. And that's the point of a professional card, why we don't say business card. It has to be 34 count thick or thicker. We don't want it to bend, nor bending like you, right? You're thick, you're strong. It says that in the first 3-4 seconds that you meet somebody or when you exchange cards. And we know that that's really kind of the offline, one of the offline little components that you'll hear about with that. We hope you enjoyed this second video, Creating the Brand of You, a key foundational driver to get you set up for your own success. And one of the key things that many students fail to recognize later on in high school, early college, and even after they've graduated. So we hope you enjoyed that video that gave you those 9 branding tips, as well as the differences between branding yourself, marketing yourself, and selling yourself. That video is a first-part video on our Student Success podcast of a 3-part series, Branding, Marketing, and Selling Yourself. One of those episodes that we cover, which if you listen to the podcast and subscribe, you can really get some great intel there. We hope you enjoyed it, and get ready for this third and final video, The Massive Mistakes Students Make.